Alright, I'm here to talk about upcoming Cleric changes and give some feedback on them. I have nothing to do with the dev team, I just want to let you know what I think. So what's going on is Cleric heals are being nerfed. Heals cost more mana and recover less health. But there's a new sort of micro game with the heals that they're now healing stacks and make them stronger. And it's sort of a battle with classes that have healing debuffs to try to get the best buff. It's just to add more depth to the game. And then Mystic Armor is nerfed from 5 defense per int to 3, which is a 40% reduction. You'll see about 1,000 less defense. My Cleric saw about 1,050 less defense. So these are my stats. I'm going to make Battle Clerics look kind of OP because I have the best PVM gear, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. And I have the item wall passives and stuff, like the unique passives or whatever. So I'm just going to show you right now how well I do offensively, which is pretty respectable. I have high attack speed, and their spells are, okay, their ratios are kind of bad, and they're single target. Honestly, they're fine, they do a trick, and Clerics still have the same utility. Now, why I'm showing you this damage is because Leo and I, after some disagreements about Battle Clerics being indirectly nerfed, brainstormed a new skill for them, which was an update to Cleric's Intensity to give a new passive. Basically, this passive is, as you fight, you get a chance to increase your damage and attack speed. Although the extra power only helps regular attacks. Now this is highly rewarding to high AD or AP, what attack power I guess, not attack damage users, because they'll increase that by 25% and give them attack speed. So if their attack speed is lower, this will be more significant. See, it's popping up now that I get stacks of it. And if you can notice or not notice, I'm attacking a bit faster, and if you look at the numbers, they've gone up. So all around, if you're sticking to a fight, you'll see an increase in damage, and as I pull up the stats, you see the plus 299 and the higher attack speed from before. It should be a good change, and you'll be able to throw in normal attacks between your spells. It should help the Battle Cleric's offensive capabilities to help compensate for their defense. Okay, at this point I'm going to move on to their other skills, notably their defense. Their defense is pretty respectable because they have a dex scaling on their block rate. You can see my Cleric's pretty tanky. Now, to be fair, I have courage gear and I'm reducing PVM damage very heavily, but as you can see, when I block I take about 40, and when I get hit I take a little over 500. Now I'll show you how much the defensive passives change this, to show you that they are still worth it. Even if they are weaker, this is your one option to get defense. The damage is a little lower. Now I want to talk about these cool other new healing mechanics. Let me get bigger monster over here since I'll increase damage. That I think recovery has. Basically, it is now the only healing damage over, well, can't be a damage over time, but it's a heal over time. And using it gives you that instant heal, but then it also allows you to heal rapidly over a couple seconds. What the devs, probably just Leo, have tried to do is make a difference between what heal you pick and when. Cure gives more stacks of that healing thing. Their AoE heals, strong single target heals, it all around just more depth, I'd have to say. So what it's doing is it's sort of rounding out the Cleric. It's making them a little tougher to play, which separates good Clerics from bad, and it helps you be more rewarded for smart plays, smart healing, keeping up with what's going on in the battlefield, not just sitting there and spamming AoE heals. You'll need to know, like, oh yeah, my knight's tanking, I should give him the heal over time, and oh, my raider's getting low, he'll need just a flat burst heal. it should be an improvement. Now, in terms of their defense, yeah, it's going to be a little bit lower. All in all, I think their defensive capabilities, especially with block and stuff, they're fine. And against magic users, they barely get hurt. They can tank magic extremely well. So I think taking away some of their power and adding depth to them should even out PvP a bit, and it makes sort of a difference in PvM. And the Battle Cleric changes on a net, I'd say they seem positive to me. Not as in, like, they're much stronger now, I can't really tell. But I'd like to see that their damage has gone up. I like that. That's sort of how they're meant to be played, in my opinion. They still have their heals and stuff, but their heals aren't just these straightforward, powerful heals. They aren't quite as strong as they were before. But if you kite, you'll see more reward from stuff like these heal over times and being able to set up your mana barrier. The Battle Cleric, in my opinion, is a little less of a jack-of-all-trades class than it was before, because its healing isn't quite as good as it used to be, and its defense is weaker. But in exchange for having a little better offense, I'd say it's not a terrible trade-off. Thanks for watching. I'll review any other class upon